So you might have seen from our previous video, we won a kitchen.
That's right, we won £10,000 to spend at Wickes.
With this song.
And here's how we spent it.
From pull-out ladders to gorgeous handles and real engineered wooden floors, this is our forever home, and we're going to let you in on our kitchen of dreams.
And in this episode, we're not just going to show you the plan for our amazing kitchen, but we're also going to show you the installation and where we're at with it right now. So, let's get into it. In order to achieve our dream kitchen space, it was essential for the dining room and kitchen to become one. So knocking the wall through was an absolute must for us, and together with taking out the lounge window to make way for French doors, cost us £7,000. This was because it was a structural wall, so needed an RSJ and a structural engineer to calculate the exact steel needed.
It was rather chaotic living in the house while the work was underway, and we had numerous temporary kitchen setups and practically lived on microwave meals.
Ooh, mine's a arrabbiata.
Mine's a carbonara
With garlic bread. But keeping us going was the final all clear from the builder that we could finally rip out that kitchen. So it was all hands on deck. With the help of Molly's parents, we began ridding ourselves of the old kitchen. And it's well worth pointing out here that during the rip out stage of the old kitchen, you effectively dismantle it in the reverse order that you would install it. So this gave us a fantastic insight into what to expect when installing our brand new kitchen.
Always learning. So kitchen removed and what felt like our 100th trip to the local tip, we really needed to pin down our design ideas for the new free kitchen. Never get sold saying free kitchen.
And this meant we could get very excited and have what Molly had always wanted in a kitchen, an island. And seeing as we'd already committed ourselves to host Christmas dinner this year, we really had to get a move on.
After gathering some inspo, we came up with a mood board combining a nice dark black kitchen with green and stone accessories in a mid-century vibe.
Right, Mol, can you talk through the samples on the wall? Because not just like the viewers, I myself want to know what colours are we going for in the kitchen.
Well, they're not just samples anymore because I've gone for it and I've chosen the colours. But we've gone for fire and boil colours. I know you can get colour matched, but the depth is so much better when you go for the proper paint, believe me. So we're going for Banshee. Love this colour. I've always lusted after this and I'm really excited to use this in the house. We're just going to do a feature all with this because we've got a few green accents that are going to go on in the room. So just going to pull them out and draw and add a nice bit of depth to one wall. And then we're going to mix it with this colour, which is old white. I know you're looking at that and thinking, it's not really white. It isn't. It's kind of got this greeny, creamy, greyish undertone, so it's quite warm. In some lights it looks a bit sagey, sometimes it looks more brown, but it's just a bit richer and a bit warmer than just a bright white next to that green. I think they complement each other really well. What do you think?
Don't ask me, I'm just going to go on your judgment. I have no idea.
Well, at least I've got free rein. After a consultation at Wickes, we had the final drawings and the final layout was made. Then it was time to choose the cabinetry. We went for a matte carbon front with Zenith concrete effect worktops and unfinished brass handles.
And with the kitchen ordered, time was ticking to get the space ready for the installation. Now, one thing we didn't expect to have to consider into our design was this. Yep, that's our gas meter sat on a rock.
Well, if this setup is as old as the kitchen, then it's not done too bad. So, whilst John cracked on with removing the old vinyl floor, we had narrowed it down to these 3 samples for the new floor. I know which I'm fancying.
Not sure yet. These are all real engineered wood, which we will continue into the utility. And whilst we're on with the kitchen, and because we felt like we didn't have enough to do, we decided to tackle the utility ceiling. Partly because it had to come down for the electrician to install the wiring for the spotlights, and partly because we don't know the meaning of the word rest.
What are you doing there, John?
Find some ceiling for the utility.
Oh, let's have a look.
Some cladding.
Nice, nice. Is it going to fit? Like a glove. We've chosen these sort of Kit Kat tiles in a nice bamboo-y lustre, so I think they'll just blending but add a bit of texture.
Ah, if only it was this quick in real life. So with the rest of the tiles off, it was ready to empty the room, ready for our free kitchen delivery. And there was just enough time for Molly to fill the deep holes with deep hole filler. We really felt like we had to replace this subfloor because, like all the downstairs floors, it was just too bouncy for our liking. What do you think, Dex? No, not a fan. You can check out our last video as to how we sorted these with sister joists. Oh! Thank you. So we've got all the chocks done. We showed you earlier what we were doing with them. We've got our first, you can see, sheet of plywood down. Well done, Molly. That's 18mm structural plywood. It's already feeling a lot more sturdy. Can't really tell there, but it ain't moving. So now we've got the subfloor down in the kitchen. Here's what's left to do before we actually fit the kitchen. We need to box in this waste pipe. We need to sort these walls out because it's like the surface of the moon. And we need to put a stud wall in here because we want to gain this space back that we're going to lose in the kitchen. Gain it back in the toilet. Oh, sounds so easy when you put it like that, doesn't it? So with the new threshold from the dining to kitchen now all in line and level, Molly cracked on with skimming of the back wall with plaster. This was a skill we picked up from simply just having a go when we skimmed our media wall in the living room. I then quickly boxed in this waste pipe with leftover plywood from the kitchen subfloor and ooh, look at that dry plaster. Great job, Mol. You know when a job is meant to be straightforward, but it isn't? Let me show you. So we're going to have to put a stud wall in here. As I said before, we'll gain that space back in the downstairs loo. However, it has to attach to a ceiling joist, and because there are no joists running the same way, we're going to have to put noggins in. Let me show you. Basically, noggins are bits of wood to go between the existing joists, and this will give us somewhere for the downstairs stud to attach to. I'll sleep well tonight.
Are you sure? Kitchen's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, between 7 and 6. What with first thing? Spoke too soon.
With John already on his third cup of coffee, the kitchen was delivered and all that remained was to get on with the fitting.
So the actual building of the cupboards is pretty simple really. If you have the experience of building, say, flat pack furniture from IKEA, you'll be well in your element. And although the instructions were good, you have to remember that they are just instructions on how to build the unit, but not actually how to fit a kitchen as a whole. So things like knowing which side to start from and taking into consideration unit heights and floor levels, you really do need to do your research. YouTube is a great starting point, but asking people in the know, such as tradespeople, or in this case Molly's stepdad, will give you the upper hand, as they have the experience and advice that could save you a lot of money. And so the time had finally come to cut the cupboards around this gas meter. And it's worth pointing out here that the gas meter is now securely supported by wooden chocks, rather than a rock from the bottom of the garden.
It's going to fit.
I hope so.
I haven't got another if it doesn't.
Oh, look at that.
And you can still read the meter.
And it was rinse and repeat for the corner cupboard. Let's see if it fits. Come on.
And that's good to you have today.
Whoa, I mean, that's pretty good. So as you can see, we have the back wall of units in. Now, remember we plasterboarded the space behind the fridge? Well, this served two really important purposes. One, to keep all the kitchen cabinets in line, but also to do something really smart and gain space back in the downstairs loo. Well, we also did this when Molly decided it would be a good idea to relocate the boiler. It needed replacing anyway, and although this would take up a bit of cupboard space in the new kitchen, it meant it would gain much more valuable space back in the upstairs bathroom. This could be the difference of accommodating a walk-in shower as well as a bath. Ooh, those cupboards are crying out for their worktops. So this is the worktop we went with. It's the Zenith worktop. It's like a compact laminate. Basically the advantage of it is that if you cut through it, you have a nice finished edge with a bit of polishing. The biggest advantage for us is that we could fit it ourselves. If we had quartz, we'd have to get professional installers. And then that meant we had a little bit left to spend on the floor.
Ooh, it's getting there. So, whilst I used finishing tape for any exposed cuts, John got on with cutting the piece of worktop for the island. So all that was left to do was to glue down the island worktop.
And with the main worktop already in, it just left one tricky corner, which involved a join. For this area, we're going to have to template it with cardboard to get the measurement for here. When the two bits of worktop join, they join with these things called biscuits. So we'll cut slots in the edges and they'll join. Some people might say, why don't you do it all in one piece, but it's so flexible. We didn't have all the hands to carry it all in one piece, and we certainly didn't want the join at that end because you see it. This is going to be in the cupboard. Let's see how we get on. So we've got it cut out of the worktop. Moment of truth, it's going to fit. Of course it is. Wouldn't have shown it if it didn't. Shh. Like a glove. Oh, pretty happy with that. So thankfully we had the foresight to mark and cut the biscuit holes in the now fitted worktop, and with a quick transfer of measurements to our smaller piece, it was time to cut the slots for our biscuits. So we've got our biscuit cutter, and this is basically cut these slots in the side of the worktop so that it can put our little wooden biscuits in that allow us to join the two bits of worktop together.
All this talk of biscuits. What's your favourite?
Oh, don't ask me these questions, I can never pick one.
Mine's maybe a jammy dodger.
So the slots cut, a quick dry fit to make sure they align. Wouldn't be shown if they didn't.
Then it was finishing touches such as a quick sand and polish with the Dremel.
And quickly back to the utility ceiling. We used some leftover board from the builders. That's great, didn't cost us anything. Just to put on the ceiling before putting on the cladding.
Here you go. So here we have the tongue and groove ceiling all done. We've obviously got the holes and the joins to fill and smarten it up, but it's feeling better already.
So before we show you the kitchen,
so close.
there was just a small matter of selecting the floor. And I think we've decided to go for this one. The Farm Oak 14mm engineered wood. Got our underlay. It's waiting for our flooring. It always feels awkward at times like this. Like, should I help or... Today is a really exciting day for us. We are about to lay our brand new kitchen floor. Now it's a good idea when you've got your wooden floor to have it in the room at least 4 days before laying to let it acclimatise. This has been in since last week, so we're ready to go.
So it was skirting off and underlay down. This was simply unfolded and then snapped to size against the wall, then cut with a knife. Each layer overlapped with a self-adhesive strip and taped down at the edges.
Simply interlocking the tongue and groove and knocking down to lock in with the board before, using the spaces against any walls to leave that all important 8 to 10mm expansion gap at the edges.
Oh, it's looking so good. I can't wait to see it finished.
Ooh, how satisfying is that? Get in, son. Liking this, Malt.
Looking really smart, isn't it?
Can't believe how much this has finished off this space. It's just unbelievable. This makes it actually look like a finished kitchen. And finally, it's time for the finishing touches.
The best bit.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. We did it ourselves.
Woo! High five. So, where once stood a dated, dirty galley kitchen and separate stuffy dining area,
now stands a gorgeous, open plan, modern kitchen. So here we are in our kitchen so far. It feels quite mad that this is our second home and being able to design a kitchen from scratch. Super lucky and super happy with the design choices we've made. We just wanted something really sleek and usable, and also a space that would take you from everyday kitchen jobs to also a nice entertaining space when you have friends over, which I think we kind of have got that glam looks vibe going on.
Right, Mol, let's do the tour. Show them it.
Should we start on the island?
Let's do it.
Okay, so first things first, we have gone for 2 ovens. We've got a standard fan oven, electric, and a fan microwave oven because we're planning on doing lots of hosting, and it's nice because your microwave's concealed and looks a bit slicker. Next, we've got this set of 4 drawers. Our deep drawer is great for things like tea towels, oven gloves, bin bags, and that sort of thing. Then this drawer is our cling film and foil dispenser.
Oh, absolute game changer.
Then extra utensils drawer and our knife block in the top. So we had this fridge previously, so we decided that we'd rather do this than have a built-in because it's a great fridge. And then above we've just got an up and over cupboard for extras like tea bags and bits like that. Then to try to keep things minimal, we decided to put our coffee machine in this cupboard, so we just had wiring put in the back and sockets, and then we've got all our cups and glassware.
And if you've got a furry friend like us, the dog cupboard is very important. Now I know Molly's excited to show you this one.
This is my favourite. This is our pull-out larder.
Ooh.
So handy.
Absolute game changer, this one for us.
5 shelves of storage. Super slick. So this is your proud moment, isn't it, John?
It is, yeah. This unit wasn't really flat pack, really, was it, Mom? We had to sort of create this ourselves to build on this boiler, so the fact that it works and closes nice and soft.
And we've got the air fryer in
It's a
there.
win-win.
So again, you've got your appliances hidden away. This little pull-out mini larder with all our oils and soy sauces and all that jazz. So this is our corner cupboard. You might think it opens the wrong way. You might think, where's the carousel? Because we had all of it building out in the corner, we couldn't do anything fancy like that. So it kind of is just a straight to the back cupboard, but it's fine. We've got all the wall this side. That's what we chose to do. So then we've got 2 deep drawers. So the top one, if we open that one up, we've got all our spices and things like that in there. And then it's got another little hidden shelf with our cutlery in. And the bottom one is a great deep one for your plates and bits like that.
So Mol, show us the boiling water tap.
Yep, so this is a boiling water tap from Fowen in the unfinished brass finish. We've got an undermounted sink that obviously we did all this worktop ourselves, so don't judge us too closely, but we are super happy with the finish. Hot water tap, you've got your hot and your normal cold water, and then your boiling water's on a separate one, because I know sometimes people are a bit nervous about burning themselves. So far, no issues. You just press the button, push back, and there's your water.
And under the sink, as well as your cleaning products, you have the hot water tank for the boiling water tap.
So this next cupboard is quite a slim one, which might be why they decided to do that rather than centering the sink. This is because we had a gas meter that we had to accommodate, so we've got access to the gas meter at the back for reading the meter. And then we opted for a double cupboard under the hob, which is great because you've got the boxing from the built-in extractor, but also we can fit in all our pans, all our extra cooking utensils, so it's a great use of space as well.
Now this we love. This is our induction hob and it extracts through here. It's got a removable filter and it just makes cooking an absolute joy.
This is the island where we've got the 2 bar stools, green velvet to pull out the green accents, and these are from Cult Furniture at a really good price. And then we've also got sockets under the island, so if you wanted to be here on your laptop, wanting to plug in any blenders or kitchen appliances, it's a really good use of the island space. And we also, worth mentioning, that we've got USB charging points over there as well.
So that's your lot. Do let us know what you think of our new kitchen and be sure to subscribe to be the first to see our next video where it's Battle of the Bedrooms. Master versus Guest.